morning everyone. Myself D. Rajitha. I am working as assistant professor in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Today we are going to learn about cellular communication. Before going to the topic, what is the meaning of wireless communication means? People are getting connected easily with others using the network for sharing the data. The data is transmitted from sender to the receiver by using the cable or without cable. In wireless connection, the mode of the medium will be guided or unguided. For the wide way of the data transmission, the connection can be chosen from coaxial cables, twisted pair cables, and optical fiber cable. In wireless communication, emerged in 19th century and is used in every field of the communication. The wireless communication means the data communication occurs in the unguided medium when the sender and receiver are not physically connected to each other but use the free space as a medium for data transmission using the antennas. The data transmission either uses the radio waves or microwaves to transmit the data from transmitter to the receiver. The generations of the wireless communication networks are wireless communication are the Martin Cooper is the man behind the evaluation of the wireless communication. It initially invented a device that wirelessly transmitted the data and is considered the first generation of the mobile communication. We have the various generations of the wireless communications are first generation, second generation, third generation, fourth generation and fifth generation. A network generation is a type of cellular network generally referred to by its number, starting with the 1G and going all the way through the 2G, 3G and 4G to the most recent developed generation is 5G. 1G wireless communication. The first generation was introduced in the USA. The first generation is initial step to the today's technology and was introduced in the year of 1980s. Using the 1G technology, we can only make the voice calls. The data is transmitted between the devices using the analog signals. Out of the two types of the frequency modulation, the analog frequency modulation is used and the signal modulates the data signal in the form of the sine waves only. The features of the 1G, the operating frequency of the 1G is 800 MHz and 900 MHz. The maximum rate of speed can be 2.5 kilobits per second only. The capacity of data to transmit via 1G will have a bandwidth of 30 kilohertz. The drawbacks of the 1G technology is only the voice can be transmitted in 1G and its quality is very low. The mobile phones cannot have a long life in battery usage and very bigger, which is very difficult to carry. And next is 2G. In 2G wireless communication, the 2G wireless communication was introduced in Finland to have the advancement over the 1G. The GSM was introduced in 2G. In the current technology, every system has the basis of GSM. This generation is responsible for the upgradation from the voice calls to MMS. The features of the 2G wireless communication are the digital frequency modulation or digital communication technique is used to transmit the data in the forms of ones and zeros of 1.8 GHz. The data speed of the 2G is nearly up to 64 kilobits per second. The voice quality also improved from 1G. It supports both voice and data. This generation is responsible for using the internet at low speed using the GPRS. The drawback of the 2G are it needs strong network coverage for data transmission. Even though it helps in sending message, it cannot handle the video for transmission. 3G wireless communication. The 3G was introduced in Japan. It comes with data transfer technology such as UMTS for the users in smartphones. With these features, we can have the video calling option and play games online in cellular mobile phones. The features of the 3G technology. It supports both voice and data with a data rate of 3.1 megabits per second. The internet service provided is broadcast. It has high security and international roaming. The drawbacks of the 3G technology, The power consumption of using 3G technology high. It provides a wider capacity for data transmission at a faster speed. The time taken to download via 3G is faster and more expensive to buy. And next generation is 4G. The 4G was introduced in South Korea. The long-term evaluation and wireless fidelity was introduced in this technology, and it is used and it provides faster data rate to upload and download the data. The features of the 4G technology: the data rate provides a capacity of 100 megabits per second to 1 gigabits per second and is highly securable by using the encryption technique. The internet service provided by 4G is ultra broadband. It provides high speed and global mobility using the internet and international calls. The drawbacks of the 4G technology: it provides costlier hardware and infrastructure setup. Due to the high data speed, the battery usage is low. And next is 5G. The technology which is currently implemented gives the user a high data rate. To support this high data rate for transmission, it uses the multimeter waves and some unauthorized spectrum. The data transfer technology used is LTE, advanced OMA and NOMA technologies. Features of the 5G technology: the internet service used in ultra-fast mobile network. It provides consumers with high security and trustable transmission. The evaluation of technology from the first to fifth generation has its own advantages and some disadvantages. Currently, the fifth generation supports wireless World Wide Web. These technologies are updated and according to the increased need and specifications of the user to turn globally wireless. It will be keeping emerging and provides greater speed of data and mainly a secure transmission. Next, the main aim of the generations of cellular communications are better communication quality, faster data transmission, increased network capacity, and enhanced connectivity. These are the generations of the wireless communications, and this is the structure of the wireless communication. The structure of the wireless communication means the structure of a wireless communication link involves several key components that work together and maintains a connection between the transmitter and the receiver. Every component plays an important role in the proper transmission of data from the transmitter to the receiver. The following block diagram demonstrates the complete structure of the wireless communication link. In the transmitter side, we have information source, source encoder, channel coder, modulator and multiplexer. And in receiver side, we have diversity combiner, equalizer, demodulator, channel decoder, source decoder and information sink. The information source means it is a device that contains the information, or we can say it produces the information. That information must be processed before the transmitting through the proper channel. The source encoder means it is a device that compresses the data provided by the information source in order to reduce the amount of data to be transmitted by removing the redundancies in the data. Next one is channel coder. It is a device that is used to increase the reliability of the system by adding the redundant bit to the coded message to protect the against error that may occur during the transmission. Next one is modulator, the device that converts a coded message into signal so that it can be transmitted to the communication channel. It converts the digital data into analog signals. Next one is multiplexer. The multiplexer means it is a device that allows the multiple signal to share the single channel by combining them to a single composite signal. And next one is propagation channel. It is a physical medium that carries the modulated signal. It is the medium through which the signal travels. It can be air, water or any other medium that allows the signal to propagate. And next one is receiver side. In receiver side we have diversity combiner. It is a device that combines the multiple versions of the same signal that have been transmitted through different paths or channels. It combines all the best arising signals and by combining them produces the high power signal. And next one is equalizer. It is a device that compensates for the distortion introduced by the propagation channel by adjusting the amplitude and phase of the received signal. And next one is demodulator. At the demodulator we can get original signal. Channel decoder. It is a device that corrects the errors in the coded message transmitted by the information source. And next one is source decoder. It is a device that performs the opposite of the work performed by the source decoder. It decompresses the coded message back to the original format in the order to recover the original data. And next one is information sinks. A device that receives and processes the information transmitted by the transmission source. And the advantages of the wireless communication: the freedom from wires, easy to set up, better or global coverage, flexibility and cost effectiveness. The disadvantages of the wireless communication network is, as a communication is done through the open space, it is less secure and unreliability, more open to interference, increased chance of jamming, transmission speed is comparable less, it has a limited amount of bandwidth for communication and breaches of network security. The wireless network can be easily hacked, difficult to set up and little experienced people we need. The applications of the wireless communication: satellite systems, television and remote control, Wi-Fi and WiMAX, security systems, cell phones, Bluetooth, GPS, GSM, accessing the internet. And next one is cellular communication. The cellular communication is a wireless communication system where a large geographical area is divided into smaller regions called cells. These cells cover the smaller geographical area only, and each and every cell is having its own base station for transmission of signals and for reception of the signal. In mobile communication, a cluster refers to a group of cells that are managed together within the cellular network. Each cell is coverage area served by a base station, and clustering is used to optimize the use of the available frequencies and enhance the network performance. Each geographical area is located a fixed number of cellular voice channels. The number of cells per system and the size of the cell depend upon the traffic pattern of the area. The physical size of the cell varies depending upon the user density and calling pattern. According to the cell, we are divided the cells into three types. They are microcells, macrocells and picocells. The macrocells mean a macrocell is a cell in a mobile phone network that provides the coverage by a high power cellular base station. It has the radius of the 1 mile to 15 miles with the transmitting power of base station is 1 watt to 6 watt. The microcells found applications in rural areas or along the highways. And next one is microcell. A microcell is a cell in mobile phone network served by a low power cellular base station covering a limited area over smaller cell area. A microcell is used in densely populated areas. These cells have the smaller radius of 1500 feet only. And next one is picocell. When cellular radio signals area too weak to provide the reliable communication in indoors, the picocells are used. The picocells have a smaller cellular base station typically covering a smaller area such as inside the building, office, shopping malls are like that. Indoor picocells can use the same frequencies as regular cells in the same areas if the surrounding infrastructure is conductive. And next one is frequency reuse technique. The frequency reuse is the process in which the same set of frequencies or same channels can be allocated to the more than one cell, provide the cells by separated by the sufficient distance. Frequency reuse allows for the dramatic increase in the number of customers that can be served within the geographical area on a limited amount of radio spectrum. The cells using the same set of radio channels can avoid the mutual interference if they are properly separated. Each cell station is allocated a group of channel frequencies that are different from the neighboring cell. The base station antennas are designed to have the coverage pattern within the cell. If the coverage area is limited to the within the boundary of the cell, the same group of channel frequencies may be used in different cells without interfering with each other. The provided two cells are sufficient distance apart from one another. And this is the block diagram of the frequency reuse. In this we have three clusters, and this one is a cluster 1, cluster 2 and cluster 3. The geographical coverage area has three group of cells called the cluster. Each cluster has a 7 cells in it, and all the cells are assigned with the same number of full duplex cellular telephone channels. The cells with the same letter use the same set of channel frequencies. Hence, the same set of frequency is used in all the three clusters. This increases the number of cellular channels available in threefold. Consider a cellular region with the total number of cellular channels available in a cluster can be expressed mathematically as the n means number of cells in a cluster, the s means the total number of duplex channels, and k is equal to group of channels allocated to each cell. So the always k is less than the s. If the total number of channels are divided equally to cells, s is equal to k into n. The formulas that are used in frequency reuse, they are to find the cluster size, n is equal to I square plus ij plus j square. And next formula is frequency reuse ratio, q is equal to root of 3 into n. The n means cluster size, reuse distance, d is equal to r root of 3 into n. The r means radius of the cell and n is the cluster size. The cell radius means r is equal to d by root of 3 into n. The n means cluster size and d is equal distance between the cell. The channel for cells mean the total channel by cluster size. Thank you. In next class we are going to discuss about handoff technologies.